Recently, I was having a problem with one of my taps. And I said to my wife, I said, Barbara, she's a psychiatrist. I said, Barbara, we're having a problem with one of our taps. And she said, is it affecting your dancing? And then she left to go to work, leaving me at home, you see. Anyway, fortunately, I have a friend of mine who's a very good plumber. He's called Ripsabolikov, and he's from Bulgaria, which makes him Bulgarian, you see. Anyway, so I phoned up Ripsa. I said, Ripsa, can you come round, please? I've got a tap thing going on, which I want you to fix for me. And he came round, quick as a shot, you know, parked outside in his van, and brought his tools, you see. And on his van was written, Ripsabolikov, no nonsense plumbing. And I thought, that's what I need. I need no nonsense plumbing, you see. Don't want any of that nonsense plumbing. And then he went upstairs and he started off looking, you know, I showed him the tap and so on, and he got on with it. And I was thinking, well, you know, if he does no nonsense plumbing, then there is nonsense plumbing, therefore, by definition, what does nonsense plumbing look like, you see? Well, you know, I mean, it could be kind of a loop-the-loop in the pipe, or hot goes to cold and cold goes to hot. Or you turn on the tap and the air conditioning comes on. That would be nonsense plumbing. So I was reassured that he didn't do any of that. He did no nonsense plumbing. Anyway, a while later, I took him a cup of tea, you see, as one does when one has workmen, you know. And I said to him, you're doing a very good job there, Ripsa. You're doing that no-nonsense plumbing, aren't you? And he shook his head, you see. And I didn't know what to say. I went downstairs, you know, I thought, blimey, this is worrying, isn't it? So anyway, so I phoned my friend Bernard, who's a GP, on his mobile phone, you see. And he was in you know, surgery talking to some patient or other. I said, look, leave that person alone. I need this. I need you very, very, you know, seriously. Look, I've got Ripsabolikov here, you see. And he's upstairs in my house. And I asked him if he did any of that nonsense, if he was doing no-nonsense plumbing. And he shook his head. And Bernard started laughing. I said, Bernard, this is no cause for levity. This is not funny. I've got a man in my house doing nonsense plumbing. And he said, Hugo, you silly old sod. If you're from Bulgaria, when you shake your head, you mean yes. And when you nod your head, you mean no. You see. And he put the phone down and went back to his patient. Anyway. So if in Bulgaria, you shake your head and mean yes, and you nod your head and mean no, that means, when I said to Ripsabolikov, are you doing no-nonsense plumbing? And he shook his head. He meant yes. I was so relieved, you know. Anyway, I sat down and when you're fiddling about, you know, as you do. Now there was another thought, you see. If these Bulgarians are so contrary, if you write on the side of your van a no-nonsense plumbing, then surely you mean nonsense plumbing. And nonsense plumbing means no-nonsense plumbing in Bulgaria, you see. So I got very worried. Anyway, so I raced upstairs again. I said, Ripsa, this plumbing you're doing, it is, isn't it, no nonsense? And he shook his head again, you know. Anyway, he'd finished by this time. So I had to look at it, you know, and I turned the tap on. And water came out, you see. It was cold, the water. And it was a cold tap anyway, that was good. I looked underneath and there was nothing, you know, there's no loops or Heath Robinson or anything like that. It's just a pipe, you know. So I said, you know, I finished. So I finished. Thank you, Ripsa. That's a marvellous job. Thank you so much. I should recommend you to all of my friends. It's very good. Excuse me. Anyway, so I gave him some money. I said to him, you know, that's enough, isn't it? And he nodded his head. So I sort of shoved him out the door and said goodbye. The other day, I was having dinner with my friend Bimbo McCarthy, who's our MP, you see, for rural Yorkshire. And the Bimbo spoke to me in a very low voice. He said, "Psst, Hugo, I've got a leak." And I said, "Oh, don't worry about that. I know a very good plumber. He's called Ripsabolikov. He does that no-nonsense plumbing. It's very good." He said, "No. Not that kind of leak." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a book. It's very good. 101 interesting things to do with vegetables. Barbara bought it at a car boot sale. I think she thought it was about something else. Anyway, it's a very good cookbook. I'll lend it to you. You can make some interesting stuff with your leaks." He said, No. Not that kind of leak. A government leak. A piece of paper with information on it, you see." I said, "Oh, a government leak?" He said, "Yes, it's top secret." I said, "Okay, well, what is it?" He said, "Look, it's from the Highways Agency, you see. It's the number of people they employ on the motorways, you see." I said, "Oh, okay, right. Yes, I mean the motorways, those things with like one lane on either side where you can only do 50. That's it." And he said, "Look, the Highways Agency, you see, employs 37,000 people to lay out cones. It also employs 3,500 people to repair the motorway, you see." And I said, "Bimbo, that's terrible. This is scandalous. That's an absolute appalling use of resources. This productivity is terrible. Honestly, what are you going to do?" He said, "Don't worry. We've got it all in hand. I'm going to ask for a special motion to solve the problem, you see." And I said, "Very good. Are you going to employ more people to fix the motorway?" And he said, "No, we're going to buy more cones."